We're working on Bluetooth engine mounts.
They're not Bluetooth, they're attached.
They're attached. Well, they were Bluetooth because Hayden, of course, we've worked on Hayden's LS. Oh no, his Celsius, and he sent me photos of this vehicle, and he's like, it won't change gear. So what had happened is the drive shaft had climbed into the shifter. I'm like, check the drive shaft where it goes into that into the gearbox, and it had climbed in, and then he searched and he sent me photos of engine mounts, and it's all pushed back.
Yeah, you can see where it's hit the firewall and the exhaust.
Yeah, and so it's doing the same thing now with this, what it's got. So it's had the factory mounts removed. Can't really see. Yeah, so it's had those factory mounts removed, cut off, and these ones blobbed on. And it's on the factory Lexus pedestal. Yeah. So what we normally do is we use the factory Hilux stand on the chassis, and we build a bracket between the Lexus engine and the factory Hilux chassis.
So let's put headers on top of the engine mount though.
Yeah, they've done a really nice job up there actually. So, and last time we saw Ricky's ute, it was because we towed it in because it was intermittently stopping and starting because of rust hole getting water onto the ECU, and the ECU was all wet. He's had a couple of other modifications, something to do with, see that thing there? See this thing? Yeah, so...
That's not for the intake, that's not for the pod filter is not attached to the other end of it to go through the standard intake. It's going through a wheelie buoy.
Correct.
The exhaust is also growing a little bit too.
Shit, did they do well getting that down there? That probably makes a little bit of noise every now and then, but that is awesome.
No, it doesn't actually.
It doesn't?
It doesn't make noise.
We are going to have to be so careful getting the engine in the same spot to get that sitting in the same spot. So we're going to have to get our tape measures out. Well, sorry. You were going to have to get your tape measures out. And work out how to get it all in the same place. There doesn't appear to be a speedo. Did Ricky tell me something about that? He said something about the cable. Oh, I forgot.
How do you why the speedo doesn't work?
That'll be why the speedo doesn't work. Should put an electric in it. We've got hoops under there. We got hoops.
It's suited. Well, not for this setup.
Well, yeah, it's suited for NA, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It identifies as being NA. It rubs on something. You turn the wheel.
Oh yes, okay. So there's a pipe going under here. There's other stuff. We'll look at the top in a moment. Our job is to cut these off, remove that, and put some new mounts in here.
Plasma cutter?
I do have a plasma cutter.
You do? Really?
Yes, Jason, I've got a plasma cutter. I've been borrowed by my neighbour. But yes, I have a plasma cutter. But doing it without doing any damage to anything else, without catching other stuff on fire. That's an important part of this job. Okay, 1, remove the mounts, make new mounts, and 2, not catch anything on fire, please. Okay, have you got that? Now I have also purchased some engine mount brackets, the chassis brackets.
They're on the toolbox.
Oh, they're on the toolbox apparently.
Right there in front of you.
So we've been making engine mounts for UZs since 2003. But we use the factory chassis mount. The factory chassis mounts, when you turbocharge them, are a little bit marginal. They break. Or if you're an animal, when you own a 3UZ and your name is David, he broke his ones. He broke his wings off. So we've purchased these from Marks Adapters in Australia, and we're going to weld them onto the chassis, returning it to a standard type setup on the chassis. And then we're going to use our race mounts. So we're going to build up a set of race mounts to go into this vehicle. We have to go to the neighbours anyway to get the welder, because they borrowed the welder and the plasma cutter. But you've got to get it apart. Now, your question is, are you going to pull the engine out and then sit it back in? Or are you going to attempt to drop the steering? It's actually more accessible than I thought, Jace. And I reckon you could get up in there
So that's it.
very carefully very carefully cut them off, clean up the chassis.
That's why I was thinking plasma cutter.
Okay, I'm down with it.
You're not going to get a grinder in there. This is a small grinder.
If we need to get a small grinder, we can get a small grinder. Or a really big grinder with a big wheel. Get it down, let's have a look at the top, eh? We got one of these things. Zoom zoom. He's on his second one, so this is a pulsar. He had something else on it. And he went into Mark and got a pulsar for it.
Alright.
I said, just go to Mark, get yourself the pulsar, put that on there. It's a lovely job. The install as far as the turbo stuff is pretty cool in a Hilux. Probably lucky for Ricky, the engine's actually sitting too far forward to normal, which has allowed for that big 3-inch exhaust to get down there.
It's 3.5.
Is that 3.5? Holy jeez. Okay then, 3.5.
Yes. Sometimes that not.
Yep.
It's 3.5.
Oh yeah, it is. It's 3.5. And then, so normally the handbrake cable would come out on this side, so the motor would be pushed back further, which does mean it's a bit tight in the front for the radiator stuff. It's actually planning to get another engine once he saves a few dollars, and we're going to be building something a bit more fruity for it.
What is in it?
It's got a max in it.
Yeah. Does it not have enough outputs for the speed control back in it?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it. So, nice job with the wiring. Someone else wired that and did a lovely, lovely job. It was one of Stu's wiring jobs. Hence the max, because Stu likes the max, he says. Once it had been wired, then it was tuned originally by someone, and then it's gone to our favourite tuner in the Waikato. It's gone out to Mark, and it actually works properly now.
A little bit of a cold start, needs a bit of a tool, but
yeah, but it's much better than it was. It'd be nice to have an idle speed control. Here, Ricky asked me if I went for a drive, if I'd been for a drive on it on the weekend. I'm like, no, because the engine's falling out. Like, the engine moves back and you can't change gear. So, you're coming up with a plan, pull it apart, do what you have to do to fix it. What do you need me to get you? Oh, he wants an anti-lag button on the dash, so you've got to look at the wiring. Or on the steering wheel. It's nice with the fuel pressure rig and the fuel pressure sensors on it. That's nice, eh? Interesting use for the water fittings. So that's your cold return, that's your hot. Cold return, that should work okay. Even though it's hot, but it's... That's from the exhaust hitting the firewall. I can put my hand down here, but the exhaust is hammering back and making its own imprint in the firewall. It's awesome, isn't it? It's cool. Tape measure. We've done some measurements underneath, and we've done some measurements on the tappet covers to the guards, so we can try and put this engine back in the same place. It's going to be a bit of a challenge. Just a couple of notes. Hey Ricky, those are little pecker brakes. We need bigger brakes. I actually think I've just got some calipers that might suit this job, and they're going to fit under these wheels too. Hurry up and go to Glenn's, pick up my brake calipers. Ricky wants them. He doesn't know it yet, but he wants them. And we're going to find a gearbox mount. Let me take some photos of that, so I can find one.
this is not very pleasant.
Jason dissects the mounts. I'm going to go try and find you a Z32, eh? They're Z32, not R32, but they're pretty much the same thing. So Nissan Fairlady caliper And as you can see, they bolt on here. The rotor won't sit right in the middle, so we need to we adjust the calipers to suit. Or we used to space wheel bearings, but we actually machine the pads under here and make up a custom brake hose. And we're going to rebuild those calipers, and we put a KZH 100 super custom rotor on it, and then we trim this bracket because the rotor is going to be bigger. And it all kind of just pops together. We used to do hundreds of them. There are some Chinese places remanufacturing these calipers, and that would be an option these days for guys if they can't get the real ones. And we take the Nissan off the caliper because we don't want people to know that they've got Nissan calipers. We got battery this time.
That's what she sees when the vibrator dies.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to work, Jace. That's like heaps of room.
There's still that spacer on it, but
The illegal spacer, even without that illegal spacer, it's going to clear.
I think the spacer is just like Senegate on it. The Senegate doesn't fit anymore.
Oh, yep.
But it might be because they haven't got the ring on it.
Okay, could be. Right, I'll give Ricky a yell and see if he wants some brakes, eh? And that can be, we have to get the calipers rebuilt, we'll have to rebuild them and all that, and all the other stuff.
Well, he needs brakes anyway.
We might as well put something good on it. Yeah, right, okay. What has he got for proportioning valve and stuff on this one?
I don't know.
It's still got the factory proportioning valve as well. I don't think he ever uses it as a ute. I think he only uses it to wear up back tyres.
He's keeping the tyre companies in business.
Yeah, well, that's all good.
What's that over there? Oh.
Progress. He's in there. I was worried that these were actually going to foul onto this.
They do. But they don't.
They don't where you've placed it. You can put it wherever you want.
Exactly.
I was expecting the possibility that you were going to cut half of it off.
I have cut some of it.
I was thinking we're going to buy these nice engine mounts and Jason's going to hit them with a grinder and cut them to bits.
I have.
But it's still a good start, isn't it?
I have. I cut the top bit off.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah.
I trimmed the corner of the top bit off.
Oh, yeah. Got it.
And I don't actually know if they're in the same place.
Are you going to... Oh, yep, so you've... We're not going to be able to put the bolts in from the back.
No. I wasn't going to put the bolts in from the back. That's a silly idea.
So what Jace has done here, you can see here, this is our weld together race mount kit. And he's built the bit that bolts onto here. And then he's got cardboard. The front might fall off. No cardboard derivatives, no cardboard. So he isn't actually going to use cardboard, but he uses the cardboard to cut the other part of the mount. And then there's big washers that will go on here and it'll all space together, and there's no way that's going to break. Ever.
Well,
and then we'll take it all out and these will be welded up fully, and then that'll be welded up fully. And did you have some, did we have enough washers? Or did you get some off, Ronnie?
oh, didn't drop some off.
Oh good, things dropped them off.
Didn't drop enough off. I said drop 12 off, so it gives me 10.
Oh yes. It's still going to be really tight around that oil filter housing thingy, eh? That might have to leave.
The dipstick's going to be the problem. I need to put the dipstick on before I do that mount.
Yeah, okay. I think if we didn't have that oil filter housing, the dipstick could sit in a different position too.
Yes.
But you're getting there. Looking good. Looking really good.
The motor hasn't moved.
Excellent. Is this actually the right height?
Oh, it's probably like, it probably added a little tiny smidgen.
I don't think that's going to hurt, is it?
No. But I think by the time you take that black wood out and the weight of it sits back down again,
Yeah.
it'll be about right.
Good. Well done.
Notice
Lots of fun of grinding, just getting in because it's a pain
it was a day
back.
and a bit.
Yeah, of just grinding and cleaning. But I still don't think you would have got the engine out without finding a whole lot of other issues that you needed to be sorted.
I don't want to take this engine out.
No. So I think you're doing the right thing.
Did a gearbox mount turn up? Oh, they had to order it in.
Oh, did they? No, it'll be there now. If we get there, we'll get Jasmine to bring it back. I'll let you drive my car. So,
Give me your car. It's my car now.
you get it for a few days and you think it's your car?
It's my car.
Well, I have to fix my car then.
Well, no, you get that car back once the wagon's going. When you get the wagon running, so you have your car back.
Right, you got a V8 one waiting for you in Rotorua. You can just.
I'll use that one.
Yeah, just
So I'll take that. I'll take the 460. You can have the 430.
460?
Yeah, I've got to go fix a LS 460.
Alright.
Doesn't start.
No. It died.
Looks good, Jace. I'm happy. Ricky will be happy with that too. I'll send him some photos, eh? We'll Snapchat him some photos. Not dick pics, photos. Mounts.
Cardboard.
Cardboard. I'm upstairs, thanks. Jace has got his welder out.
Yep. We're in the cardboard.
We were talking about the engine mount, the gearbox mount, weren't we? That we're actually going to put a new gearbox mount in it before you finish up everything at your end.
Well, that's how it turns up.
Yeah, it'll be there.
I guessed which one it was.
Yep, good.
So it's probably the wrong one.
Alright, see what else we've got there?
Not looking.
There's actually a drop of antifreeze right there.
Not looking.
There's antifreeze.
I'm not looking. I'm not looking. No.
Oh, I've got to do Ricky's radiator too. I've got to go measure up for his radiator, for his other van, for his van. That Ethan's been bringing down. Where's the van? Tell Ethan to sort of shit out.
They're kind of the same.
Yeah, that's good. One set of mount on one side. Looks good. Dook, dook, dook. Another mount on another side. So that's ready to be welded properly into the vehicle. Much nicer. So what we will do now is we'll actually secure this. We'll put some more tacks in there. More tacks in this one. And then we'll slide these mounts that we've made, the brackety bit. These of course will be attached to the vehicle. These will be slid out and then will be tigged all up. We'll even up the bolts, do all that sort of stuff. Put some nice bolts in there so we've got extra thread hanging through as per the cert requirements over here. And if necessary, do things like we'll hit the grinder in here so these bolts can go in and out nicely and all those sorts of things that need to be done. Well, it's pretty much looking car. Pretty fantastic. And then Jason's been doing this. You're right, Jace? Look at that. It looked just like it did when we started. Just like it does. Just like this.
Same.
So close. But if I get my tape measure, we actually, what we did is you can see here we marked the guard. That's a little hard to see. And then we marked right there at 420 and it's bang on 420. And if I do the same on the other side, it's bang on 420, which makes sense because if it wasn't 420 on that side, it wouldn't be 420 on that side anymore.
No.
So these can come off. We just use the old duct tape and it is absolutely bang on in the same place. And tomorrow we'll put it back in the air, fit the dipstick up and we'll have a look at what Jace did in the mounting department. Because I didn't get a chance to look in there. Where's the gearbox mount? Where's your gearbox mount? Where's your gearbox mount?
Well, it's been bent. It's the offset bolt.
It's eccentric.
It's offset.
Yeah.
Change the offset of it. Probably have it when the motor went through.
It was the right one, the mount you ordered?
Obviously, because this is not
Good.
fitted to the
Well
vehicle.
done.
And it now doesn't have nuts on top of it. It now screws into the mount like factory.
Oh.
That was fun to remove.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Hey.
Well done. So look at that. Ricky's mounted up again in the right place. It's a bit dark, but it's not very pleasant outside. Right, test ride tomorrow. If we do a burnout, he wants video. That was the rules. Skids needs videos. You know what we forgot to do? We forgot to look at Jason's work when he'd finished welding everything up. Well, he didn't weld it. We had an engineer who lives close by. We can't see down there. Oh, the dipstick is secured. And he's had some paint down there. Oh, we can see a little bit of the top of the weld there. Let's see if we can have a look, eh? So these mounts all welded in. So again, mounted to the chassis. It's got the through bolt. Pedestal down from the engine, solid, that's a shock bush. So this is what we call our universal weld together race kit, or universal engine mount kit. We've got a few different chassis plates. We don't normally have the one that runs like the bracket off the chassis. It's the piece between the chassis, the factory chassis mount, and the block. It's all welded in, looking good. Same on that side, all welded. Oh, we're moving around a bit, but all looking good, like it should. I'm pretty sure that means Ricky can come get it and take it away. So another job all done, happy as. And we'll see it back when we put some front brakes on it. Maybe we'll put some front shocks in it as we continue the process of getting it so it can be legal and certified for use over here in New Zealand. Yeah, that goes pretty good. That goes pretty good. That's going to be on 500. Oh no, I was supposed to hang. Oh yes, we have no suspension in the bump.
No.
None. Zero.
I don't know how fast I'm going.
Oh, do we not have a speedo? Oh, because the speedo cable's not in it. Should I put that for the next job? We put electronic speedo in it.
Sure. What's this out here?
Please don't go down the side road because that's where I'm getting my bark from. Like chipping trees down there, so we can't do the tarp up a road drag strip. Like chipping trees. As you can tell, we got fantastic light tonight. Oh, this afternoon. And we give it a test drive.
Give me now, I've got enough of this.
Jay said it's got drop spindles in the front. And the next time we see it, we're going to be putting some big brakes in it.
Yeah, it looks like.
Yep, so it actually has brakes. And it feels like the front suspension needs some shocks.
Yeah, the shocks are blown. The shocks are fucked.
Technical term?
Fucked.
Right. And the back there is none.
Hang on, no, sorry. For YouTube, failed.
Yeah, right.
Leaking.
I just ticked the little button that says that there may be coarse language. It's okay. I just do it for all of them. The engine isn't leaving the chat though. The engine's actually staying in the vehicle now.
Yeah.
It's not moving around, which was the goal of this particular job. I welded up, they're ticked up, the mounts are done, they're looking tickety-boo, there's a little bit of paint on them. When we do the brakes, we're going to stick slightly longer bolts in. We work in the middle of nowhere, and so sometimes when we need 4 bolts that are 25 mils and we've only got 4 bolts that are 20 mils long, it's like 3 or 4 days for us to get those bolts. So we'll get them next time. I've got the Z32 calipers, so how about we do a proper video on fitting Z32 or R32 calipers onto a Hilux ute, which means you can't do them in like your normal pace. You have to slow down and actually show what you're doing.
I can do it like I do in my van.
Like, yeah, like I turned around and you had them fitted.
Yeah.
Keep a little hole down here, because this thing would break a rim going through that pothole. that one. You missed it. I fixed it.
And that's something broken in the back.
Yeah, traction. Ricky, your ute goes pretty good. We're not going to do big burnouts on it, but it does go quite satisfactorily. What's your Altezza, mate?
700.
So this is 200 horsepower off your Altezza.
This is, mine makes 500 low, so it's same. Yeah.
Same as the low.
Yeah.
You going to use the clutch?
Good.
You can't find it, grind it. It's...
We can't go that way, can we?
Nah, you have to do it Yui. Hop. You're going to do a Yui right there. You are. Sunshine, the light's better now.
What the fuck was that?
Oh, you got another light?
Oh no, it looked like a dash face at the loop.
Oh, yes.
Don't know what it was. It was red.
That's...
Hopefully not the hell. Hopefully it's just a handbrake light. It's got a pushing gauge.
It's got a gauge there? Oh, yeah. So it's got to be the handbrake light.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Where's the handbrake light? Oh, yeah, I don't like this. Ricky, I reckon we put it back into the factory dash. It's got all the gauges on there, eh? Can we put this down there? And make the factory dash work? So it's a little bit more stealth. Certainly isn't going to like that thing flopping around.
No, it's fine, man. Apparently.
Really?
Yeah. But yes, I agree. I actually want to put it out here. Sorry, I don't know how fast I'm going. People behind us. 28 grand.
What? I reckon we put a little can gauge in it. We're doing a can gauge in the van. We're allowed to do a can gauge in his van, okay?
Yeah.
So that one's already sorted. Ricky's also got a van. Oh. Sorry, there was someone trying to crash into the front of us,
Yeah.
doing an unethical passing manoeuvre.